We got married really young.
Mm-hmm.
So
how young?
I was 21 and she was 18.
Mm-hmm.
She actually turned 19 on our honeymoon, which was fun. We went to a resort and everyone was looking at us like, kids aren't allowed here.
I know.
And we're like,
yes.
well, we're actually married.
Yes.
We got married in a very strict religious kind of framework. We were Mormon.
I see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So 7 years into our marriage is when my faith crisis started. It began with women's issues in the church. It really bothered me that women weren't ordained. That led to me thinking harder about like historical things in the church that really bothered me. Polygamy being one of them, and the overt sexism of that. And then after I left college, I was slowly coming into political consciousness for like the first time ever. Gradually, it was a house of cards.
How were the two of you talking at the time about all of this?
There was a lot of tension because, as she gradually left, I stayed, and I had known a lot of the issues of the church. I had known them for a long time, and I had just kind of like rationalized them away.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, what the hell is your problem? Like, what are you doing still going? She kind of saw that as a betrayal of her.
In what way?
I think the church hurt her in a lot of ways. An analogy is like somebody that, does something terrible to her.
Mm-hmm.
How do I still go have lunch with that person every Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would you do that for 5 years?
But what's your answer?
My answer is that I couldn't leave the church for her. I couldn't. Like, it was like, no, like, I need to do this for me. And the more you push and yell at me, the less I'm gonna wanna do it. We just couldn't get to a place where the fighting stopped.
What's your...
Which to me felt like I was screaming into a chasm, trying to get you to hear me and like be with me and like side with me. But that was a really lonely place for me to be for a really long time.
Yeah.
Like for us, both of our families have been Mormon for generations.
Yeah.
And so you can't just minimize it to a simple faith difference.
Mm-hmm.
It's just bone deep, deeper than bone deep.
Oh, intergenerationally bone deep.
Yeah.
Makes it hard to leave.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that like kind of ended when I left the church, and there was this period of really great connection. And now we're in a place where our marriage is kind of foundationless. And so we're kind of just having to rebuild and see if our partnership is what we want, What you gonna say something?
No, I'm listening to you.
Oh.
You look upset.
Yeah.
It's just, it sucks to just know Brock is you're turning 37, I'm turning 34 this year.
Yeah.
For the first time in our lives to be asking, what does love mean to us? What do we want out of a relationship? What does partnership look like to us? Who are we? Like, it sucks to have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like an unnatural just progression of things to like make the decision to get married and to have to like leave a cult and then do all of this. It's like you have to do it all backwards.
You feel robbed.
Yeah. I grieve. I really do feel like so much was taken from me of my life. And now I'm having to start from scratch with the pieces of an old life that wasn't authentic to me.